gentleman that's in your office.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, we only got, what, 3 of them? Are you just ready to get the game started and get things moving in that direction, try to get this win?
Yeah, this whole AFC South has been obviously the focus of our organization for obviously well before I got here, but all through the off season, studying the different teams, and obviously a very talented team with the Titans, and somewhat of a rivalry, and I know our players are, and I know I am.
Have you made a decision on the kicking game? What you're going to do?
It's close. I'd rather give it one more day, and then but it's very close.
How's Lambeau looked and
Much better, much better.
confidence-wise?
Confidence-wise, like I said, we're all pulling for Lambeau, and Matt's done a very good job too. So it's close, but we'll I'll let Nick, and then we'll have a final meeting this afternoon, decide.
No, this is crazy. No chance you keep both up, right?
No.
On the 53? Okay.
No.
One or the other.
Well, you would, if we have Matt, we would elevate him
Right.
and then deactivate.
I got you. And then you mentioned the plan to win. We haven't heard you talk about that a lot. What is an ideal plan to win in terms of rushing defense against a guy like Derrick Henry?
Well, the plan to win is this is time tested, it's infallible, and when talent's equated, it works. And that is the first half of the Cincinnati game was it followed to a T. And it's play great defense. When you say play great defense, it's not turning the ball over. It's not putting defense in harm's way, and it's obviously playing great defense. We held an excellent running back to 18 yards rushing. We controlled the line of scrimmage. We did not turn the ball over, and our special teams had a +10 or +12 field position advantage. That's a plus. That's winning or playing great defense. Number 2 is turnover margin. That's something we were horrific in the first 3 games, and we have not got any. We've got 1 turnover. So the turnover ratio, that's time tested. 30 years ago to now, it's amazing how the style of football has changed, but you get 1 turnover, you +1, you're 67% chance winning that game. And that was 30 years ago when it was 3 yards cloud of dust to the spread styles and open formations. And interestingly enough, it's the same in college. So the game of football. The third one is red zone production, and we've been decent there. We don't get paid to kick field goals. We get paid to score touchdowns. And our defense, you have to stop them. We need to continue to improve there. And the last one is kicking game. That's the most consistent part of our team right now. I think Nick and the crew have done a heck of a job. I mean, we've obviously have 2 explosive touchdowns, and our coverage units have been really good. And punt return, we haven't got loose yet. And we've won a 20-yard punt return, but it was on a 65-yard punt, so 40-yard net. So that's the plan to win. You win all 4, you win the game. And the second half was not that. We had a field position, couldn't get off the field, and we didn't have the field position advantage, the possession time advantage that we had at the first. So that's the plan to win that I used to talk about, and I plan to soon, I hope.
You mentioned the importance of staying turnover-free. What about from the pass rushing aspect? What is your assessment of what that has been so far? And do you see like an opportunity this week when you saw how vulnerable the Titans were last week?
Yeah, we need to be better there. We need to be better in impacting the quarterback. And it's not just a sack; it's disrupting the quarterback. Had a hard time last week because Joe got rid of the ball so fast, Joe Burrow. But this week we have to. I mean, that's a mandate. And when the Titans have struggled a little bit, it's because the Arizona Cardinals Chandler Jones had 5 sacks, I believe, and last week I think had 7. But I know they're going to be working their tails off on that as well.
Draw on your experience in 2005 coming to Florida, to the SEC, and adjusting to that. This year, as you're coming into the NFL, adjusting to that. Does that help you at all? Do you look back on any of that?
Yeah, a matter of fact, it has. It's just the speed of the game is so significant from the Mountain West too. And if you remember, we changed a lot of things. That's why I hired 2 guys to run the offense have experience, because the style that I was used to, I think you can put bits and pieces, which you see it in our offense, And for Trevor and his longevity in his career, he needs to learn to be a pro quarterback. That's the decision we made. So, yeah, I have. I see the improvement on offense. I see the improvement by Trevor. And I think Schottenheimer's done a heck of a job with him. You look at game 1, game 2 to now, and even in practice, his knowledge, his understanding of the offense, his understanding how fast defenses are, and those windows aren't the windows that we're used to in college.
What have you seen from Dan Arnold this week? I mean,
Man, I love that guy. He's first of all, I see a grinder, a worker, a talented guy, a guy that can open it up. You know, I told you our feelings about him during free agency, and he's been outstanding.
And he's picked it all up. He's full go for the full open playbook.
Yeah, Tyler Bowen's done a really good job with it. That's amazing to me that all of a sudden he's here Tuesday and let's go play.
Yeah.
And he did really well in the game, you know, in a limited role. But yeah, it's pretty much go now.
When you consider the fact that DJ's out now, you look at the wide receiver snaps in the first 3 games when he was healthy, and it's you know, the order is pretty well established. But with him out, going to be a little bit more of a chess match as to who you throw in there beyond Marvin and LaVisca? Yeah,
it's obviously Marvin LaVisca, and then you got Agnew's earned more time. You know, he was a guy that was a corner from a small school, and Bev talked us into saying, hey, this guy's got some stuff, and I'm glad we got him. So he'll get more. And then you got Treadwell that could be possibly elevated, and then you got Tyron. And Tyron is a guy that very talented. He just got a detail of something. Once the detail gets underlined, I believe in Tyron. I mean, I believe in his skill set's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with Tyron in LA was his route running. That was the thing that they.
I could see. Yeah, we saw that.
Is it just not?
It's detail.
Crisp enough.
It's detail. It's detail is exactly what it is. And to give Tyron credit, his last 10 days, and Sanjay, his detail has improved drastically. Is it to the point where he's a starter in the NFL? No, not yet.
Thanks, Urban.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Herb.